kids, welcome back to Worth a Spin. You know, it feels like we just talked to one another a while ago. Alrighty, just trying to knock out a few videos here while I can. Have a little time yet here to kill. Trying to do something positive with it. Alright, I have another video I filmed the other day, last week. And it's one of those latest Beatle find type things. I found some more records. Imagine that. I know. So, I've got that one in a can. I thought I'd space it out a little bit in case you're getting bored with the whole Beatle thing. And this is what I found of the Beatles and that. So I thought we'd do something different. So what we're doing is I decided to look through my collection and find some of the records I got in there that are a little more on the obscure, harder to find, don't usually see. Maybe you flip through the box of crate in the bottom for the $5 records and you seen that one, you're like, you know. Maybe you will see this video and say, ooh, that sounds interesting. Alrighty. So this one I think is interesting. And there's a couple of aspects to it and why I feel that it is interesting. And because my lighting department has fallen down again and not fixed this lighting issue, we'll take it out of the plastic protective sleeve. Today, we're talking about Planet P. Or, as it was later called, Planet P Project, because there were several albums that followed after this, and it was all considered to be one project. Note, I've listened to the second one in this series of these things, and that's pretty much as far as I got. Alright, that's your front side, and still in the original shrink, which I love. Has the original hype sticker, which I love. So it tells you part of our little deal here today. We're going to talk about Tony Carey, because he was a part of this band. Do you know who Tony Carey is? I bet you all do. In case you don't, it's another big band, not bigger than this band, that he was a part of, and that was Rainbow. Alrighty, and this is the back side. I don't remember if I showed you or not. I got talking and got off track. Alright, this is another first pressing. Not that it means anything. First pressing, 10th pressing, whatever. Just us collectors that we seem to want to go for the first pressing. This is your inner sleeve, which has a picture of, kind of a picture thing of, I believe it's the world. And the other side is your lyrics. We all love lyrics. Unless you're one of those who like to make your own lyrics up in the car, because those lyrics sound better than the lyrics that's presently on that album. Nothing wrong with that, just saying. Alrighty, and this would be on Geffen Records. And this would be your side A. And I didn't see it come and change. Side B is exact same label. Got you there. Alright, let's talk about this. Planet P. Planet P is a praseodymium. Praseodymium. If I said that word right. Many of you who watch know I suffer with the English language. Alrighty. That Planet P praseodymium was used by Tony Carey. Tony Carey, as you may or may not know, was a keyboardist for Rainbow. That's right. Spent 2 years with Rainbow. Left in 78 to decide to do his own solo career. His solo career involved two things. It involved Planet P, and it also revolved his own solo albums, of which I'm not going to cover because I own one, and I want to talk about that one at another time, so I don't want to blend them both together at the same time, which it would be pretty cool, and if I thought ahead of time, it might have been really cool, but we're going to do it separately anyway. It helps get me another video in the bag if I do it separately too. We got to look at that. Alrighty, so his biggest solo album came in '84, which I think was his third release. It was Some Tough City. You might recognize that from the song Fine Fine Day. That was a big MTV video at the time. And it was a good song. It's a really good song, but we're going to talk about that later. Alrighty. So the Planet P project consisted of 6 albums. Let me see. I don't think I can remember all the names, but we'll try. There was Pink World. There was Go Out Dancing. And I remember that because that was 3 separate records. There's Go Out Dancing Part 1, Part 2, and To Throw You Off, Go Out Dancing Part 3. That's right. So those were all together. And then I think he did a CD set Steel World, and that was Go Out Dancing parts 1, 2, and 3, combined together with some extra stuff in there to make it a little bit more worth your value of your money. And that was pretty much it, as far as I remember from the Planet P saga. Reason being, as Tony Carey developed bladder cancer around that time. The sad thing is Richie, Ronnie James Dio, thinking wrong band. Ronnie James Dio also developed cancer around the same time as Tony Carey. Doctors gave Tony Carey about a 10% chance of living. He said, well, I'm going out, I'm going to quit the music biz, and I'm going to go and do my own bucket list here and try to get everything in that I can do that I've ever wanted to do before I pass away. Unfortunately, Ronnie James Dio was told that his could be successfully put in a remission, and he had a very strong chance of surviving it. Fate being fate, things did not work out that way. Unfortunately, Ronnie James Dio passed much quicker. He passed within the same year, and Tony Carey is still alive and kicking it today. So that's awesome. So he's still, to this day, he's a producer, minor record producer, retiree, and he's not doing a whole much more as far as singing and producing albums. So let's look at this album, Planet P. That's just a little history I remember offhand on it. So he did this album, and it's the first in the Project P series. So this has so they all had kind of they say, a bit of a sci-fi type feel to them. I've listened to this, I've listened to Pink World, and neither one of them really grabbed me. Again, like we've talked about last video and a few videos before that, this is one of those records that had the Casey Classic, Lone Classic stigma to it. So why have I been picking out records like that lately, you ask? Because I come across them, I resorted the collection, pulled out some stuff. It's like I haven't listened to it since I bought it. Some of it, it's like fillers. I'm not going to listen to it because that album's not as good as the rest of the albums, and I really don't care for it. So as I went through, I thought, man, some of these, I got to talk about these. I started out just like picking some records out, but then when I picked them out, it turned out I was picking out stuff like Led Zeppelin, because I have a lot. I mean, of course, I have all the staples, all the classics, all the must-own stuff, Styx and Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin and Supertramp and all stuff like that. So for some reason, when I go to pick albums out, I would always pick one of these more high-profile type albums. And it's like, well, I could talk about this. Who can't talk about it? When we get to the part of, is it worth the spend? Well, obviously it's going to be worth the spend. We're talking about the real meat and potatoes of the rock world. Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Aerosmith. How am I going to say they're not worth listening to? So, these are too easy. So let's go something a little bit more obscure, a little bit more that maybe people haven't heard before, or if they have passed it and they've said, well, I don't know, that's worth. I'm going to spend $5 on that record. That's a lot of money for that. And maybe now they'll go, oh, wait a minute. So, Planet P, is it worth the spend? Let's get that out of the way. It is worth the spend. Again, every record's worth the spend because you just don't know. And I have records that I bought. And I have bought them, and I like that one song. I listen to it like, wow, this record is so much better than I thought it would be. So, Planet P, this is one of those, again, that you can put in the background and you can listen to it. Just have it playing in the background, listen to it, and, it's good. It's good music. It's got a little bit... obviously, being a keyboardist, it's a little over keyboardy. It's good, but I just didn't. The interest wasn't peaked there for me to continue listening to it. I listened to the second one, and there was nothing on there that stuck with me. And I really like that song, or I like the sound or the feel of it. This has "Why Me," which is from the generation of MTV. So I've seen the music video, I don't know, 10 million times, because of, any of you who were around MTV times or are familiar with MTV, I'm talking, let me explain here. I'm talking about MTV Music Television. That's a channel. I know there's another one on nowadays, and as far as I'm concerned, I don't know what that is, but it needs to be renamed. But MTV of my time, they played music videos 24 hours a day. And they had DJs on there, and they did their own little top 10 videos of this week and all that kind of stuff, and it was really cool. Yeah, maybe nowadays, I can see nowadays in this day and age of something that's just the same videos over and over and over. I mean, saw Michael Jackson, 80,000 times a week. It wouldn't generate very many ratings in this time and period, because you got the whole World Wide Web out there. You can see anything you want on the internet for free. So why would you pay for a cable station just to watch music videos? Seems kind of silly. But when I was younger, and you didn't have that kind of stuff. You couldn't just watch that. So it was cool to see it, and everybody wanted to be a part of the MTV world. For its heyday, MTV was a fantastic thing, and introduced me to some people that I normally wouldn't have listened to, because of the fact that I was too lazy or too stoned to get off the couch to go over and turn the channel. And still, at that time, in my time, I didn't have that remote control, so I had to actually get up and go turn it, unless I had the cable thing, and then I could do it with the cable clicker. If I didn't leave the cable clicker over on the table next to the illegal substance we won't talk about that kept me on the couch, that made me too lazy to get up off the couch and go turn the channel. But let's not talk about that right now. Let's talk about this. This is worth the spin. It's a cool album. Again, it's one of those you can put in the background, just listen to. And it's pretty cool. Nothing's going to really... The first song is the song, Why Me? It's a great song. It's an astronaut. It's about a guy, and he gets in his rocket, and he's going to go up, and he's going to go to the moon. He's going to impress his girlfriend. It's not like Rocket Man, though it's kind of similar, sort of, in a way, I guess. But he's sitting there, and this thing is getting ready to take off, and he's like looking out the window, like, what the hell am I doing? Why am I in here, and why am I going up there? And why do I want to impress this chick that much, basically? It's a good song. I like it. You listen to it. It's a good song. It's one you can crank up. It's really cool. It's got the little stuff going on in the background. I love the song. I think it sounds fantastic. I'd love to play it for you. But, unfortunately, I don't have money for music rights. So, since Tony Carey needs some money in his pocket, I don't have it to give him. Sorry. I bought his album. It was the best I could do. So, is this album worth spending? It's worth it. It's great. It's not a great album. It's a good album. I would buy it. If you're seeing it in the bins, if you're flipping through the $5 bins, which I think this album, honestly, I think this thing goes for about $15 from what I've seen. And I don't know if it's worth $15. I do enjoy the song. I didn't pay $15 when I bought it. I think I bought it at some place that was advertising all our records are $6 or something like that. And I remember because it was like advertising all of our records are $6, and then I took it up to buy it, and the guy's like, "Where'd you find this?" And I said, "Over there in one of them bins." And he goes, "Well, this ain't $6." I go, "Well, the sign over says everything's $6." He's like, "This ain't $6." I'm like, "The sign says everything's $6." I'm like, "Whatever you want to do, man. I don't care." He's like, "Where'd you find it?" I said, "Over there in the bin with all the records." I mean, the whole store had big signs. Everything's $6. So I don't know if he had a secret little stash that wasn't $6. He didn't tell me. All I know was I paid $6 for this record. I remember it because of the conversation, and because I was like totally lost as to what he was on about or where he was going with this whole, where'd you get it at? I didn't bring it in the store with me and rebuy it. I didn't own it to start with. But anyway, it's a good record. That's what I know about Planet P and Tony Carey. Again, there's more about Tony Carey, not a lot. After the cancer, beating the cancer and doing the bucket list, thinking he wasn't going to make it because they gave him like a 10% chance to live. And he went to Germany, lived in Germany, I think 5 years. Worked with a gentleman, I wish I could think. Nigel. It was Nigel something. And they put together this whole Planet P thing and did these albums. And he helped produce some other albums that this gentleman was working on. I remember him saying that it was the most productive time in his life. He spent 5 years doing these albums, pretty much 24 hours a day, but that was due to drug use that kept him pumped up working on that kind of a schedule. And as all of us who get older know, that's always a bad thing. Yeah, the whole old commercials is probably way too old for some of you. They cracked the egg. This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Something to that effect. Planet P. Is it worth spending? It is. Is it worth buying? It is. It is. If you find it, don't. I wouldn't necessarily pay $5 or $15 for this album, to tell you the truth. But when I found, like I said, I found it in $6 bin. I thought, ooh, I love this song. I'm going to get this. And I got it. And I think later on I found the second one, Pink World, somewhere. And it was like, I don't know, 10, 20 bucks. And I think I bought it. And I listened to it. And I was like, ooh, a little disappointed. And then I didn't go any further than that. I like Tony Carey. I like Rainbow. Tony Carey's got a couple songs I like. This being one, and the other one being the other one we talked about. And I think pretty much that's it. I'm not listening to a lot of his solo stuff outside of Rainbow. I listen to Rainbow mainly because it was Rainbow, not going to lie. But anyway, this is a good album. It's worth buying. If you see it, get it, check it out. And that's pretty much all I got for you on that one. Some of these are just kind of short because there's not a lot of history and not a lot to tell about these in particular artists or these bands or behind the scenes kind of stuff on the albums. But that's kind of cool. I mean, sometimes I hit YouTube and look at videos and I just want to fill a few minutes. That's 12 minutes. I'll watch that video real quick. But you can learn a lot in 12 minutes. I'm not saying you can learn a lot in 12 minutes on my channel. I hope you can. But you can learn a lot in 12 minutes. Alrighty, so we're done with that. Hey, if you like this video, thumbs up. Fancy graphics there. Look at that. Woo-wee. Alright, talk to the lighting department again about this lighting thing. Got to get a balance in there. Life is about a balance. Good records, bad records. There's a balance. You got to work that balance. Alright, listen to whatever you want to. Listen to it around you want to. I prefer vinyl. You listen to it on whatever format you want to listen to it on. I hope you've enjoyed my video this time. I hope you enjoyed my past videos. If not, go back and take a look at them. Maybe you'll find something there you'll like. I hope you enjoy my future videos. Always looking to improve. So feel free to throw some comments out there. If there's something you'd like to hear about. I know quite a bit about some stuff, music-wise. I mean, it's what all I did growing up was listen to records. And that's where most of my knowledge came from. When I was young, we didn't have YouTube and the internet and all that stuff. You know, we got these records, we took them out, and we put them on the turntable, and we stared at the cover. We read the stuff on the back. We took the inner sleeve out if it wasn't just one of the cheapy plain ones. We read all the stuff on the inner sleeve. We read all the stuff on the label several times because that's all we had to do besides listen to it. So that's how I learned a lot of my knowledge on records just growing up, is because that's what we had to do. We just had a record cover and we stared at the record cover, and that's where we learned our info from. We didn't have any fancy smancy Wikipedia who keeps asking you for money, by the way. I have none. Keep telling them that. I don't think they believe me. All right, hey, again, all right, hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, well, I apologize. Hopefully you'll like the next one. Stick with me. It's getting better. I think they're getting better. I've not watched too many of them back. Usually I can do them in one take. And I think if I sit here and think, that's pretty good, then I just roll with it. So, hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you enjoy my future videos. Hope you've enjoyed some of the past videos if you decide to watch those. So, be kind to one another. Sprinkle a little love out there on the world. It doesn't cost much to do a kind act. It costs $0 pretty much. Put a soundtrack to your life. Make it whatever soundtrack you want. If it's a head-banging soundtrack, rock on. If it's not, that's okay. Just don't make it a sad one. There's always hills and valleys in life, and I try to aim for the hills more than the valleys. So, be out there, listen to music, put a soundtrack to your life, make it good. There'll be those songs that you'll remember forever. Somewhere down the road, you'll go, oh man, this song this reminds me of so-and-so. And hopefully it'll be a good time. So, listen to music on any format you want. I prefer vinyl. You listen to it on what you want. It's your choice. We have the freedom of choice so far. Alrighty, that's all I got for you this week, or this time. And I will see you next time. And we will look at another Ooh, that album right there looks pretty good. We're going to look at that one. See that one? That one there we're going to take a look at. I'll talk to you later. Take care. Thanks for watching.